Welcome back yet again to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and it's wonderful to be here with you today. I've got something new that I'd like to share with you and show you, if you're at all interested. It's heavy. Hey, look at this thing. People used to carry these things around with them. This is a PowerBook 3400C. The middle range of the 200 megahertz PowerPC 603E processor. This is a significant computer for a couple of different reasons. For one, when it was introduced, it was, at least for a period of time, the most powerful notebook computer on the market. Couldn't get any better than this. In fact, it was considered powerful enough that for the first time, there was a notebook which would not only function as a supplement to a desktop computer, but as a desktop replacement, which so many people use notebooks for to this day. And historically, further, this was the predecessor, and in terms of its design, led very directly to the very significant PowerBook G3 series. Kanga, Wall Street, Lombard, Pismo. And this is where it started. All right. See what it's got somewhat from the outside. A little hard to show it to you over here. There's the floppy drive. It's a hot swappable drive. You can't. This did not come with a CD drive, but you could remove the floppy drive and put in a CD drive and go back and forth between the two. Yeah, the need to put those drives in the machines is one of the reasons why they are just so thick and so heavy. Because you need something significant to be able to put a floppy drive into. All right. Now, looking at the I/O along the back, it's got an IR port, which was very common in that time. It's disappeared today. Ethernet, and you could actually plug in a dongle, which would convert that to a combination of Ethernet and telephone modem. All right, and that's the serial port, Apple's distinct serial port. Apple's SCSI port, again, a proprietary version of it, but you could connect that to SCSI devices, to desktop computers. Video out. That's the power. Yeah, I'm holding it this way. I can see it in the screen, but I kind of have to look at it here. All right. Now, people sometimes wonder about those if you're not used to older Apple computers. That's an ADB port, ADB for Apple Desktop Bus. So if you had an older Apple computer, you could plug that older keyboard and mouse combination into the ADB port and use that, when you're home. It's a primitive docking station kind of idea. The computer came out in February of 1997. The ADB ports disappeared from Apple computers. The last one was actually the PowerMac G3 Blue and White. Still had an ADB port, and nothing after that. All right. We have two PCMCIA card slots, so you can expand. These are card bus slots. And you've got audio in, audio out. All right, so that pretty much does us for our ports. There's a latch here to open it up. And you can see the inside. All right. Keyboard, really very nice. Trackpad, just common there. Separate click button, which takes some getting used to when when you're dealing with older Apple laptops. All right, you've got volume button, screen brightness button here, speakers here. All right, now it's a 3400C. It would be fair to ask, what does the C mean? Absolutely nothing. Back with the older Apple notebooks, I think particularly, I've got a 1400 CS, which actually came out after this. They kept the 1400 line going as the budget, low-end notebook computer, whereas these were the high-end. But yeah, that 1400 CS, the CS meant it had a passive matrix screen. The 1400C had the far superior active matrix screen. But all of the 3400 series had active matrix screens. The C was pretty much superfluous at that point. Well, there's not much else we're really going to look at here, so I suppose the next step is going to be booting it up and seeing that it runs, it's supposed to, and seeing what's going on with it. So if you're interested in finding that out, please stay tuned. Well, we're booting up now. macOS 9.1. You missed the chime because I was still busy setting up. As soon as I plugged in the computer, it turned on, much to my surprise. So we've got macOS 9.1, which I believe would be the maximum that this machine is supposed to be able to run. Screen does look really good. It is not a speed demon by modern terms at all. Okay, here the extensions start to load. But yeah, we are going back to early 1997 now. Okay, we're coming up to the desktop. Clock is obviously totally wrong. Oh, good gracious Lord. There's just all kinds of stuff that appears to be personal material. That's a time error warning. Okay, I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit, and then we'll take a more intensive look at the machine. Please stay tuned. All right, the screen doesn't appear to be recording quite as clearly as I would like. In any event, as you probably saw when it first booted up, there were just all kinds of files, a lot of Word documents and some folders strewn all over the desktop. Just taking a quick look, this took me a while. I've moved all of those into this folder here called Personal. It would appear that a previous owner of this machine used it primarily for genealogical research. And those Word documents were the result of that genealogical research. You know what I'm probably going to end up doing? I will eventually wipe this clean and start fresh. Just a little glitch on the screen there. Anyway, I'll eventually wipe this clean and start fresh. But there's just so much work that went into that. I hate to just discard it, although it's not of any interest to me or anyone else. No way of knowing if the person who did all that work is still alive or not. But I did much the same thing when I got my G4 Cube. There was a fair amount of personal information on that as well, including multiple chapters of a book the guy appeared to be writing. And, I saved those. I don't look at them, but they're still there. Well, in any event, sorry, trying to get the screen to record as clearly as possible makes it a little hard for me to reach around the tripod. Yes, we've got macOS 9.1, built-in memory 80 megabytes. Believe it or not, that's an upgrade. It came, I was just looking at everymac.com on the machine. It came with 16 megabytes and could be upgraded as far as 144 by adding an, unfortunately, proprietary memory module, which means trying to bring it above these 80 megabytes not going to work. But in any event, if I were going to continue to run 9.1, and who knows what I'll do, that 80 megabytes would be enough to at least run ClassZilla, which would be something. So it would be functional to get on the internet in the limited way that ClassZilla can. All right. And let's look at System Profiler. Maybe. We got our little wristwatch icon whirling away there, trying to open up System Profiler. There we go. 80 megabytes of RAM, but then again, my 1400 CS has got less than that. All right, so 9.1 information. It does use virtual memory, adding another 300 megabytes. Processor, PowerPC 603EV, PowerBook 3400 series, and there's at 200 megahertz, which is what it was supposed to have. Trying to two-finger scroll. Yeah, right. Not that. Okay, network overview. Printer. There was a printer installed. LaserWriter 300. There's something on the desktop to that effect. Printer modem port. Okay. Personal web sharing is off. Apple Talk's installed. Okay. Looking here at devices and volumes. All right. Network built-in Ethernet card. So yeah, well, there is Ethernet. That's something. We'll be able to plug it in and go somewhere. All right. No mounted media installed. Let's get a little more information. A 2 gigabyte hard drive, which is 87% full. Oh my. Yeah, 258.6 megabytes available. Well, you know, I will find a way. Yeah, curious here. Let's look at the information. Well, yeah, that all that stuff I put in that folder, that's only 7.9 megabytes. So, but, you know, I'll get that off the machine somehow. All right, let's see what else we have to do here. I wonder what the mail icon is doing all the way over here. It's usually over down the right-hand side. Mozilla installer. Okay. Mozilla installer. Mozilla Mac 121. Yeah, okay, you know, that would be 1.2.1 would be the last version of Mozilla that would run on on classic Mac OS. Now, is it installed, or is the installer just there? Well, take a look. Applications, Mac OS 9. Doesn't appear to be. Internet utilities, maybe? Aladdin folder browsing, internet mail. Nope. I mean, it's got IE5 there. Now there's some more personal stuff there in the root of the drive. IE5 again. System Mac OS 9. Install flash version. So, and then there's an applications folder. Wait a minute. This is like OS 10. That's interesting. Control panels. Forgive me, I'm not really good at using this trackpad. Actually, recording seems to have picked up better here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because this machine shouldn't be able to run OS 10. Oh, ex post facto. How about that? That's gotta be what's going on. Yeah. Start OS 10 from, restart, install Mac OS 10 to. I've always wondered about ex post facto. I never used it. Open firmware. Auto boot. Input device. Output device. Verbose mode. Oh, son of a gun. All right. I don't think I'm going to mess with that right now. Laser Writer 300, that's superfluous since that's the printer that was attached to it, which we don't have. QuickTime Player, Stuffed Expander, blah, blah. Sherlock, all those are standard icons. PowerBook G3 series. Okay, it's opening up Acrobat Reader. It just does it really slowly. There's more to Acrobat than Reader. But that takes you back. I haven't seen that splash screen in absolutely forever. Service source. Oh, it's a service manual. Hot issues. Yeah, it's a service manual on the machine. Oh, okay. Well, we don't need to read that. That'll be interesting to look over, but this makes me think. Well, is anything hiding in the documents folder? No. No, and that's normal enough. Usually, documents folder on classic Mac OS doesn't hold documents per se. Huh. Yeah, there's a few other things I should probably put into that personal folder. 3400 PowerBook. Oh. There's a bunch of other PDFs related. So whoever owned the machine did his due diligence. Huh. Well, okay. We got to try this. Start Mac OS from, it's the only drive there. Let's see what happens. Interesting, the chime, I noticed that when I first turned it on, it's a truncated startup chime. And it doesn't appear to be doing anything. Okay, now it's wearing up. All right. Happy Mac. If this is OS 10, it would be one of the very early OS 10s. It'd have to be probably Puma, maybe Cheetah, because I think it was Jaguar. And okay, there you get, that's an OS 10 pinwheel of death. And it's moving. AKA the spinning beach ball. This doesn't look good. This does not look promising. It's frozen there. But yeah, it's obviously, it is trying to start OS 10, which would mean, yeah, it'd have to be either Cheetah or Puma. Well, I'll tell you what. I have some ideas with what I'm going to do with this machine, assuming I can get it to boot up again. But I think I'll leave that for another time. For right now, this is probably enough with this video. Be good to other people. Other people certainly deserve it and need it. Be good to yourselves. If you're not good to yourself, you're not going to be able to be as good as other people deserve. We can make this world a better place. Until it gets to be that better place, please take very, very good and careful care in these difficult times. All right, we'll have, some more things on this machine. I've got some ideas. I'm going to keep it to myself and ruminate over it. But until we come up with that, and maybe anything else that shows up, this has been Broken Electronics.